Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today we are continuing the MCU, which, wow, it's so long. And just a quick reminder that I did forget to schedule my Ant-Man and the Wasp review. I don't know how I did that. I'm an idiot. I literally just fucking watched it. Pardon my language. So that will come out on the 17th of July, okay? So that'll be towards the end of our MCU run, because I can't really change my schedule. But I did add it in July, so it'll be okay. But today we're going to go ahead and we're skipping over it and we're going to go ahead and start talking about Cloak and Dagger Season 2. Cloak and Dagger Season 2 was released in 2019. And essentially, the basic idea of this, no spoilers of course, is that we follow Season 1 where they realize they have the powers and they save the world, basically. Or at least they save New Orleans. But here we realize that they can discover that they can go to a different dimension. They can go to a different dimension by entering the cloak that is worn here by Dagger. By Cloak, sorry. And then Dagger can enter the cloak, and so can Cloak. It's whatever. And it's not a very strong plot, is what I'm getting at here. And this is gonna be a short video because I don't like talking about series for too long because that's spoilery. But excuse me, the plot here is very, very bad, like very bad. The story is okay, but the plot is bad. Okay, and there's a difference because the story is what it's trying to tell you, right, in chronological order from beginning to end. The plot is how they tell it, right? It's in what sequence and order that they try to do it in. And, like, it's all over the place in this show. You never know what dimension they're in, really. You never know what they're trying to do. You never know what their goal is. And it really sucks because, like, the first season was, like, pretty good, except for, like, the last episode. And this just doesn't add up to it. The performances are top tier, though, I have to say. I love the performances here by, it was Aubrey Joseph and, I can't leave him blanking on her name, but you know, the other person that plays in this, they are really, 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 really good. I think they get better after the first season. They're really, really great. The main issues that I have here is that, like, really, really, the main issues, right, is that the plot is so bad. It's hard to follow, and, like, very quickly you lose interest, right? You're like, oh, cool twist, and I was like, oh, and then it's done. It's really not very fun. It's a very boring season. Still worth a watch, and like mainly because the performances are just so excellent. And I do like the characters, right? I love Cloak and Dagger. I loved them the first season. I love them in this season. I'm going to continue to love them. I would like another season, honestly. But like the show just doesn't quite hit the mark in this season, which is really weird because like after the first season, I thought we had some kind of promise of like it could get better because the last episode was awful the first season. But the rest of it was really, really solid. And so I don't really understand why we had to backtrack here. They knew what the problems were. They could have fixed them, and they didn't. They just decided it was better if they just didn't do any of that and just skipped over it altogether. Not the smartest move, my friends. Freeform, not the smartest move. And that's why the show is just generally not very good. I'm not talking about acting or anything because, like, we already talked about in the last season. So if you guys are interested in that, check out my Cloak and Dagger Season 1 review. But I'm going to wrap it up pretty quick here because it's a season and I don't really talk about them for too long. If you do want a spoiler-filled review, let me know and I will get you one. I will release it as soon as possible. But I'm going to go ahead and give Cloak and Dagger Season 2 a B. Not as good as the first. Hopefully, if we do get a third season, which we won't, but if we do, hopefully it gets better. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. It's a huge help. I know this video is kind of short. My other ones are a little bit longer and they go in a little bit more in depth into the films and the series and stuff. So make sure you guys check those out because watching them definitely helps. Subscribe, and as always, keep watching movies and television. Stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.